So if you watch Candace Owens on YouTube and if you've seen the Druski latest skit, the Caucasian Republican women, you would know the connection and you would understand what the hell is going on. And let's talk about it real quick. Now, I normally don't talk about these type of subjects, only because when I do, I get a lot of backlash, right? I get a lot of people coming for me. A lot of people unfollow me. A lot of people have very nasty things to say to me. But you know what? I'm at this point in my life where I don't care. If you don't agree with what I'm saying, if you are on the opposing team, if you have some type of reservations and feel like I should be saying something different or thinking something different or be on a different side because I'm a black American woman, then listen, I'm not for you. Because I'm not on nobody's side. I'm on my own side. But anyway, let's get into it. Now, when I saw the skit that Drewski did, I instantly thought of Candace Owens, and I'm so glad that she acknowledged it, did a review on it. I started watching it right when I was eating, but I want to say this. Like, at first, I was a little put off by Drewski, but once I started to really pay attention to his content and what he was actually saying and doing, just the same as Candace Owens. At first, I wasn't privy to what she had going on. Then I actually started paying attention to what she was saying, and I was like, you know what? I rocks with Candace Owens. And, before when Drewski was doing the record label stuff and all the other little, funny skits, I wasn't really tuned in. Not until he really started doing stuff that was intentional did he really get my attention. With the mega church, I thought that was hilarious, especially since I grew up in Detroit going to a mega church, so I understood exactly what he was saying. But this last skit that he did, that got Erika Kirk and a whole, got her panties in a bunch. Y'all, somebody needs to get this man an award because the way that he is bringing comedy to something as controversial and in his demographic, you don't really see people really on that type of time. But you know what? I rock with Drewski. And I'm loving the fact that right now, especially after the Diddy stuff, like people aren't how they used to be. I don't know if these older celebrities, Jay-Z, got the memo, but people not being programmed and just going with the flow no more. They're addressing stuff. If something seems off, people are enlightened now. We're in the light years. You can't go off that old narrative to think, oh, we just gonna sweep something over the rug or we just gonna put something on people and they just gonna go for it. They're not going for it no more. And I'm so happy that it's the younger generation because a lot of people in my generation, they still kind of stagnant. They still on the mindsets of being programmed, being sheep. But these younger people, they coming strong and they are making a way and making a voice, and I am so here for whether it's considered dark humor, whether it's considered controversial podcast, whatever you want to call it. I'm here for it, right? Because in my generation, stuff used to be happening all the time. And you would have to use discernment and intuition. They would call us conspiracy theorists. Oh, you're weird, you're odd, you're this, you're that. Same thing with spirituality. When I got into spirituality in 2013, people were shying away from it. Now look, you scroll on TikTok and you will see glamour magic, you will see freezer spells, you will see spiritual baths, you will see people having ancestor altars, all of stuff that I was doing in 2013. But back then, people asked me, "Do you believe in God?" What? What does this have to do with what I'm doing? And if you really knew, you would know that it's all connected. But I digress on that. We'll talk about that and another story. If y'all haven't seen also my video on about when I did my E5 initiation, make sure y'all check that out on YouTube. Because it's actually, I did it a few years ago, but that video is still trending and it's still going viral. So check that out so I can talk about my spiritual experiences. But let's get back to the subject at hand. Druski and the Erika Kirk skit. Now I know he didn't say, Erica, this is you, but all of the inclinations was there, from the blue eyes to the stares to the hair, all of it was there. And I'm for this, right? Because I wasn't really on to Charlie Kirk because when he became popular, I was not living in America. So I'm going to be honest. When I was not in America, a lot of the things that was going on in America was I wasn't paying attention to. I was paying attention to whatever was going on in the country I was in the neighboring countries, and all that kind of stuff. I was looking at life from a global standpoint and also from a day trader standpoint. But so I wasn't really on the Charlie Kurtz wave. But what I will say is when he was assassinated, it just it just seemed odd to me. It just seemed very, very odd. So I'm not gonna get into it too much because I'm not Candace Owens, so I'm not gonna go too much into that topic. I just want to commend Druski for the skit, and I'm so grateful that we are in the enlightening years. We are in the time where people are aware, people have a voice, people using their voice, people aren't just believing the narrative. Some people still believe the narrative, and I'm going to just let y'all believe it. The same people that believe that, the dairy industry is for you, the same people that think that McDonald's meat is cool enough to eat, they are still part of that narrative, right? But for those of you that know, y'all, weren't y'all happy? Aren't y'all happy right now? Because we don't got to be called conspiracy theorists and weirdos and hide our thoughts. We could just say it. Because it's millions and millions and millions and millions of other people saying it. So I'm happy to be here. I'm happy for people like Drewski. I'm happy for people like Candace Owens. I'm happy for people like Matt Walsh. Hell, I'm happy for people like Andrew Tate. I'm happy for people like Kanye West. And most importantly, I'm happy for people like me because I have a platform and I'm going to say what I want to say, whether it gets to 10,000, whether it gets to 10 people, whether it gets to one person. We all through there, okay? So I'm out. Peace.